Am I doing okay? I've got 15 minutes yet. Right, good. So we're going to come on. So the connected classroom then is, as I said, is really where I am with this idea. And what I've realised is the more I do in the class, the more I can, in a way it sort of becomes like a task. You know, that's the task that they've got to achieve at the end, and you're building up towards that task. But what I'm saying is that the link between the two is really, really strong. I mean, certainly when I think about myself as a teacher in the past, often the homework was ad hoc and it was last minute. Suddenly now, when I'm trying these ideas out, I'm really kind of thinking about the lesson as a complete lesson between what they do in the classroom and what they do out. And for me, technology is beginning to break those barriers down. And that's how I feel about this particular idea. Right, so coming on to the tool for 2011. This is the tool that I think, I've not presented this before. In fact, last week was the first time I presented this tool. It's called MyBrainshark. It's free. It allows you to do a recording of up to 15 minutes long. The wonderful thing about this tool is, again, the students can do their own recordings, but they can upload a PowerPoint, they can upload pictures, they can upload video, and they can even upload a PDF file or a Word document. And then they can add their voice to it. And then send it to you, or embed it. Now, this tool could also be really useful for any of you teachers who are blogging, or if you want to, for example, have a PowerPoint presentation on your blog, or even have a PowerPoint presentation that you send to your students, because you can use this tool as well. It allows you to do a PowerPoint presentation for up to 15 minutes long. It's an absolutely fabulous tool. Now, there are quite a few of these tools around. There's another one that I was using before called Present Me, but this one is by far the best one that I've ever come across in terms of the way that it works. And it offers a lot of possibilities. In other words, I'm going to show you this video now that's very basic and just shows you how you would do a simple, get the students to, for example, upload a PowerPoint presentation and then add their voice to it. But there is this quite a sophisticated tool. You can do a lot more with it. Now, the first experiment I did was last summer with one student. It was a student who I was the tutor to, and she was very worried because she was doing an English for Academic Purposes course and coming into the university, and she had to do various PowerPoint presentations. Now, in the past, when students said, "Oh, Russell, I'm worried about my PowerPoint presentation, can I present it in front of you?" And suddenly now what I can say to them is, no, go onto MyBrainshark, upload it, add your voice to it, then send it to me. I can listen to it and then give you some feedback. So this really does open up a lot of possibilities. When I threw this website out on my on teachertrainingvideos.com, it really did create a lot of interest, and it's become, like some of you in the room will know that I'm a massive fan of Jing. It's become the next most popular tool on my website in terms of plays. I think it's had about 40,000 plays so far. I'm going to show you a quick video of how MyBrainshark works. As I said, it's got really a lot of potential in the language teaching situation, and I've used it now on various courses with teachers mainly, rather than with students so far, but it's got lots of potential.
Of all the websites I found in 2011, I think this was my favourite. It's called MyBrainshark, and it allows you to upload a PowerPoint presentation or a Word document or a PDF document or a picture or a video, and just add your voice to it, and then you can share it on the internet, and again you can send it as an email. Now I'm just going to quickly log on and show you how to do this. It's slightly more difficult than Mailview and Vockaroo, but it's still a very, very simple tool to use. So I've just logged in. It's free. The website's free when you sign up. You can add 15-minute videos. Now, just to give you a quick example, if I was to how to upload a video, or a PowerPoint, just click on Upload Content. And what I'll do is, for this example, I'm going to use PowerPoint, but you can upload video, you can upload a picture, you can upload a document as well. So I'm going to choose Add Voice to a PowerPoint. So I'm going to click on this one here, and what will happen is that now will allow me to, so if I just click on there, and I'm just going to grab a PowerPoint presentation that I want to use. Now, I think if I remember rightly, if I go to my talks, I've got some PowerPoint presentations here, and I'll grab this one here, click on Open, and now all I need to do is wait while it is uploaded. Now, I don't need to put in any additional information. If I want to add a description or I want to add categories or tags, I can do. This just helps it makes it easier to find the content, but all I need to actually do is just wait for the actual file to be uploaded. So I'll just wait for a couple of seconds and then we'll come back to the video. Okay, once it's all done, it will say that your file has been converted, and now I'm ready to add my voice. Click on the next button, and I choose this one here because I'm going to use my microphone to add my voice to the PowerPoint presentation. So I click here on microphone, and it's just going to tell you that you need to connect, as always with these things, you always need to connect your browser to the Flash player to connect to your camera and your microphone. So just here, just say continue, and it's just warning that you need to do that. And now just wait and just say allow, and it's ready. Now I can start to add my voice to the recording. Now I'm going to start with the first page. I can jump to any page of the PowerPoint, but I'll just do the first one. And so imagine now that I'm a student and I want to add my voice. Then I just simply click on the record button here. Hello, my name is Russell, and today I'm going to talk about something called feedback with screen capture, which is one of the areas that I've been doing a lot of research on at the University of Warwick, where I work. Now, once I've done my recording, if I'm happy with it, I can click on save. If I'm not happy, I can just click on retry and do it. If I want to preview it, I can click here, and it will just quickly play it back, and I can just listen. My name is Russell, and today I'm going to talk about something called... So if I'm happy now with that, I'm going to click on save, and it automatically...
I love the interface. I just love the way that you load up your PowerPoint and it's all broken down for you. Then you can just click on any slide that you want to add voice to. You don't have to add your voice to every slide. So on this one, you've only got 4 slides. But you know, the students then can upload their PowerPoint presentations and then add their voice. And you know, it's just the interface. It even counts you in. It's just a really, really nice way of working. And you know, you can, as I said, you always have to remember one very important thing is always click the save button. It then adds that voice to the whatever slide you were working on, and it automatically goes to the next slide, ready for you to add your voice to the next slide. Now, you know, in terms of young learners, people doing, because you can use it for adding pictures, not just one picture, they can upload a whole series of pictures, they can upload a document, a PDF file, they can upload some videos, if they've got some home footage that they've made, they can upload it. And the format is always exactly the same. You always come to this interface. And so, in terms of getting students to do speaking activities, then it's got a lot of potential.
It goes to the next screen. Again, click on the record button. So in my presentation today, first I'm going to talk a little bit about myself and my work, and then afterwards I'm going to take you through using screen capture and explain some of the experiments that I've done. Blah, 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 blah. Again, save it. Now, I won't do any more. You can obviously go on. You'll see again now that we've saved 15 seconds and 10 seconds of audio. We don't have to add audio to every single slide. Once we finish, we can just click here, and it will put together the audio that we've just created and the slides, and it is now ready to play back. Now, and there it is, and if we...
So it doesn't have to be the student, it could be you. It could be if you want to share a presentation that you've done, you want to share it with students, or you want to put it into your blog. Because the great thing about this website, as you can see there, it's at the bottom, it says embed, link, share. You can embed it. So you can then just click on the embed. If you watch my videos, I take you, not on this video, but on the proper ones on my website, I go right through the embedding. You can copy the embed code and paste that into your blog, or paste it into your website or into your wiki, and then that will be playable. Or the students can do the same, and that's what my students have done. I know there's a few of my students in the room, so they've pasted their MyBrainsharks into their blogs as a way of introducing themselves to me, so I could find out a little bit about them. So I got my students to use this tool right at the beginning of the course to introduce themselves. And there's just one really important thing, I'm going to sort of double point it out. You need, and it's a nice thing as well about this website that I really like, everything that you produce, when you sign up for a free account, everything you make is private. Nobody can access anything until you click on Make It Active. And I really like that. Because as we all know, a lot of the time it's the other way round. And everything's public until you're told that, you know, or until you realise that everything's public. And so I really like the way that they've made sure that unless you, and obviously if you want to share your blog or share your presentation, or your students want to share them with you, then they will need to click on that, make it active to make it all happen. And you'll see me do that here, but that's the button there. Just don't forget that, because otherwise it won't work. And lots of people have emailed me saying, Russell, I can't watch my PowerPoint presentations. And that's normally the reason, so just keep that in mind.
Want to know, we can click and listen. It will just take a couple of seconds. Hello, my name is Russell, and today I'm going to talk about, so you can see how easy the students can add.
Okay, so you can just see how easy it is, and of course you can click here and make that full screen if you want to as well, as I said. And now I'm just going to show you how you could then share that as well.
Now what we can do afterwards is we can share it. So if you're the student and you want to send it to your teacher, just one thing to remember, you have to make the presentation active by clicking on this button here. That's very important, because when you make it active, that means that you're allowing the presentation to be shared by other users. And now I can simply, as a student, share that with my teacher. I just click on the share button and I just put the email address of the person I'm going to send it to, so if it's being sent to my teacher, and simple as that, and then click the send button, and the teacher will receive a link and be able to click on that and listen to the student presenting. Absolutely fabulous tool, and a tool that I've made a lot of use.
So, as I said, what I've been doing with it so far is been using it in terms of with my students. Just going to click on a little bit, who are doing teacher training courses with me. I've not done so much work with students who are doing language work. And I used it on 2 courses, one with a group of Malaysian students, 25 Malaysian students. And on the very first day I met them, I asked them to do because they have to have a blog. So they embedded them into their blogs, and then I played them. I had the same problem that I had with Malview. How do I deal with the issue of feedback? I found it really interesting from the point of view of doing that as an activity, though, because I found out, I mean, a lot of people, when they suddenly get the chance to do something like this, they're often very open. I actually started my the Brainshark activity by me playing one that I'd already made myself, to sort of say to them, right, look, here's an example, and also to say, look, I'm willing to pin my colours to the mask and then sort of tell you a little bit about my life. And then, of course, the students did the same. It was really, really interesting because, of course, I got loads and loads of information about them as students right at the beginning of the course, you know, their interests, etc. So the activity that I got the students to do was to literally just tell me about themselves, their interests, why they were learning English, what they thought about coming to the UK, etc. And it worked as a really nice activity. Now, I've kept that presentation really simple with MyBrainshark. The tool is actually quite sophisticated. You can even mix and have video with pictures and PowerPoint slides all together. And you can upload your PowerPoint slide and then slip in a picture in the middle, or slip in a video in the middle, and it will all just work as a single slide. So the tool's quite sophisticated, and as I said, I'll put the link up to this presentation at the end. If you go to the training videos on my website for MyBrainshark, I go into a lot of detail about loading up a PowerPoint, loading up a video. There's just one disappointing thing about this website. If you load up a Word document, while you're doing the recording about that Word document, you can't see it. You can see it afterwards when you play it back. So one little tip is that you need to print the Word document out. Because what I was doing, I was using it for timelines, so I was doing timelines in Word document and then recording myself speaking. But what, of course, I noticed is when I went to do the recording, you can't actually see your timeline, so you've got to remember all the dates. So one little tip is just print it out before you do it. So you've got the Word document there, and then you can add your voice. When you play it back, it's okay. But in the recording stage, and I don't know why that is, you can't actually see the PowerPoint slide. I'm running short of time, aren't I? What time am I meant to finish? Is it? It's 1:30, is that right? Is it? Sorry? Yeah, 1:15. Yeah, so I was going to play an example from one of my students. They're actually in the room. I won't embarrass them. So, but this was just one of my students, Philip, who done one of these recordings for me. That's my conclusion.